Hello, my name's Jessica Redland. With Halloween rapidly approaching, thoughts are turning to all things dark and spooky. But there aren't many dark and spooky things in the uplifting stories that I write, so here at Boldwood, we thought we'd present Halloween the warm and fuzzy way. I've got my pink witch's hat on, and I've got my cute squishmallows accompanying me, and I'm going to read you one of my favourite warm and cosy passages from one of my books. There are loads of passages I could have picked, but I wanted one that wouldn't give spoilers, so I've chosen this particular scene from chapter 10 of Christmas at Carly's Cupcakes, which is out now on ebook, paperback, large print and audio formats. To give you a little bit of background, Carly runs a cupcake shop in Whitspur Bay's Castle Street, and she's getting ready for Christmas. She's hoping that her best friend Liam will make it home on leave from the army, and wondering if she'll finally pluck up the courage to tell him she sees him as more than a friend. It's 10 days till Christmas, and she's up early trying to catch up on some orders. From her workshop, she becomes aware of the light changing and realises it has been snowing heavily, so she ventures outside, and this is where the reading starts. I locked the shop door, then ran down my side of the street, my coat billowing behind me. I ran all the way to the end, then back again on the other side. Red-cheeked and gasping for breath, I paused outside my door. I looked back at my footprints in the snow on both sides of the street and smiled as I thought of Liam and I first footing in Farmer Duggan's field. It had been about a week before Christmas, just like it was now, and we'd been in our final year of senior school at the time. Despite the weather forecasters claiming that there'd be no snow until the new year, it had fallen steadily all day, creating a buzz of excitement in lessons. By home time, there'd been about a foot of snow and drifts of up to 3 feet. Liam and I had walked home together as usual. The journey took us past some fields belonging to Farmer Duggan, a friend of Liam's dad's. We'd both glanced at the first field. "Look at that untouched snow," I'd said. "I'd love to first foot in that." "Very tempting," Liam said, smiling. There was a stile in the stone wall surrounding the next field. Liam nudged me and then threw his backpack over it. "Last one in, buy sweets tomorrow." He leapt over the stile with me hot on his heels. We raced round the field in opposite directions, meeting at the top and running down the middle together, hand in hand, giggling helplessly. "I've never done this before," I said, throwing myself onto my back in the deep snow in the centre of the field and swishing my arms and legs apart. "I've always wanted to." "Snow angels!" Liam exclaimed. "Neither have I." He threw himself onto his back beside me, and the two of us lay there creating angels in the fresh snow, still giggling. Every time our hands came down, they touched. And then we both stopped and lay in the snow, arms and legs wide, holding hands in the middle. I turned my head towards Liam at the same time he turned his towards me. He had snow in his hair. His cheeks and nose were bright red, and his eyes sparkled with excitement. "Why can't life always be like this?" he asked. "Soggy feet, wet clothes and numb cheeks," I joked. Liam smiled. "Perhaps not that. I mean like this. Just the two of us together with nobody else in sight. No matter how bad things get, it's never really bad when it's us against the world." "Outcasts united," I said. "Outcasts united," Liam agreed. We lay in silence for a while, staring up at the snow-laden sky. "What do you want, Carly?" Liam asked eventually. "For Christmas?" "No, not for Christmas." He let go of my hand and propped himself up on his side to face me. "If you could wish for anything right now, what would it be? And I don't mean something silly like having dry socks. I mean, if you could have your heart's desire, what would you wish for?" I shifted onto my side too. "Why? Do you know what your heart's desire would be?" "Yes, I've known for a while." "What is it?" I asked, intrigued. He shook his head. "I asked you first." As I gazed into his bright blue eyes, my tummy did a funny sort of cartwheel and I felt my heart race. I found myself staring at his lips and wondering what it would be like to kiss him. I'd never felt like that before. The feeling was strange, scary, and quite exciting. As to what happens next, that would be a big spoiler, so you'll have to read the book to find out. I love this particular theme because the idea of them creating snow angels in the field is just so magical. It's a pivotal even point in their history together, and it all makes me feel all warm and happy just thinking of the romance of it. And that initial bit where Carly goes out into the street just before she runs up and down, that's exactly what we've got on the front cover. This is Carly just about to run up and down. So I hope you enjoy that. Happy, cosy, fuzzy, warm Halloween, everyone.